Hey guys, my name is Matimo, and today I have another Sunday mailbox for you guys. This is a series where you guys submit me questions, and then I do my best to give my opinion and kind of give you guys an answer. If you'd like to submit your own question, you can do so by sending me a YouTube message with the title line Q&A, and it could potentially be featured in an upcoming episode. But the first question is, classes have a ways to get a lot of points by performing the role. So like reviving, healing, resupplying, destroying tanks. Placing motion trackers and spawning beacons does give you points, but the 10 points per motion assist / spawn is insignificant compared to the 100 points you would get if you revived, or if you revived a teammate, or the 25 plus points that you get when you blow up an enemy tank. For Recon, this makes the marksman bonus the only real way to compete with the other classes, provided that you have the skill and experience to pull off these headshots frequently. I feel this has led to many people either giving up on the Recon or opting to camp for long-range shots. So yeah, this is a great question, and I'm pretty much on board with everything you have to say. I would think that if they bumped it up to around 25 points a pop for both the motion assist and the spawning on the spawn beacon, it would give players an incentive to get closer to the battlefield and the front lines and not just sitting back in the backfield trying to get those long-range headshots. And I'm not saying getting a long-range headshot is a bad thing. I do it all the time, but you really just, when you're just in there in the backfield and you're camping, that's when things get, you're not really helping the team. So I feel like if they bumped it up to 25 points, it would give players an incentive to place down their spawning beacon in a location that's more prone to have players spawn on it. Because if you're out in the boonies, no one's going to spawn on that. Like it just doesn't help your team. But if you're closer, you place it in a building that's near to objectives, and players are going to spawn on that more often, and you're consciously trying to put spawn beacons down in those locations because you know you're going to get more points for it. I think that's a good thing. And also, if you give more points for the motion tracker, you're going to give players the incentive to place motion trackers in locations where it's going to benefit the team. So in high traffic locations, driving the MAV on top of a building, placing it down, and then getting the motion assist from that. So overall, I think that if DICE implemented this, a little bit more points for these couple of things, I think it would, first off, make the Recon class a little bit more satisfying, and also just get the Recons closer to the battlefield, playing the objective more often, and overall just having a better experience for everyone. So, yep, I'm totally on board, and great question. So the next question is, do you think there should be more than 24 players on console, just because on the larger and open maps like Caspian Border, Operation Firestorm, the most kills I see are around 5 to 8, but those players have 3,000 points. It seems like there is little action, and to be honest, I think it's boring. Do you think consoles should get 32-player servers? So yeah, I'm not really sure what DICE could do in this situation. I know a lot of players want 32-slot servers, but I just don't think that the Xbox 360 or the PS3 can actually handle that many players on the battlefield. I mean, we have the Frostbite 2 engine. The graphics are really nice. I heard that they're not as good on those two systems. Like I said, I've never actually played on the PS3 or the Xbox 360 for Battlefield 3, so I really don't have a lot of insight on this. But hearing from DICE saying that with the smaller maps that are going to be included in the upcoming Close Quarter DLC, they said that they have a lot more opportunity to use the Frostbite 2 engine to its fullest capabilities. So basically they're indicating that the Frostbite 2 engine, it does have its limits, and those really large maps, it can't do everything on those large maps. So I'm assuming the Xbox 360 and the PS3 are just having a hard time running the Frostbite 2 engine and just, using these graphics in general. So, yeah, it would be cool if they had 32 players on each server, but I just think it comes down to a hardware and technical issue, and I'm sure that if DICE could have it their way, they would give you 32-slot servers, but it probably just isn't manageable, and you would probably just experience a lot of lag. So it's disappointing, but I just don't think they can do anything. I could be wrong. If you guys know any more on this question or on the situation, please let everyone know in the comment section below. I just don't know a lot about the hardware for the Xbox 360 and the PS3. I just know that they're really, really old. So the final question is, now that the USAS, which is highly debated as being the most overpowered gun when paired with the frag rounds, is being nerfed in the upcoming patch, what is your opinion on the situation? Do you think guns like the USAS should be nerfed, or people should just live with it and patches should only change technical issues? I think buffs and nerfs are a good idea, but balancing too much might have players changing their playstyle and, in the worst case scenario, overbuffing guns to the point of being overpowered. So yeah, I would definitely say that DICE needs to incorporate balance patches. The reason why you want balance patches is because, yeah, there's these weapons such as the USAS or different game mechanics which can be exploited and become overpowered. Things like that can't be foreseen by the developers. It just happens when players get their hands on the game. They spend hundreds of hours. They understand which guns excel in different situations, which guns can be exploited and overpowered, and then people will use those guns because they're overpowered. And if DICE didn't go in, or if a game developer didn't go in and try to balance it out a little bit, people would get frustrated with the game. They would no longer play, and it would just leave to a game that only has players that are, using those kits. And it's just something that would get old and stale. So I do think that DICE needs to go in, patch things, and try to balance things out. If they only change technical aspects of it and just the mechanics of the game slightly, that would be fine. But when things are overpowered, like the infrared scope was, that thing was blatantly overpowered, and a lot of players that's like what everyone used. Those things do need to get changed, because if they're not changed and everyone's using it, the game, like I said, becomes stale. So, yep, I do think that DICE needs to go in and balance things out. If you just think that people need to suck it up, I think that's the wrong mentality. It's not gonna get you anywhere. It's just gonna frustrate players. So that's it for the questions for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel for more videos. If you would like to submit your own question, you can do so by sending me a YouTube message with the title Q&A, and it could be potentially be featured in an upcoming episode. But until next time, guys, have a good one, and take it easy.